Welcome to the GB Cafe. I'm Jody, and today you're watching the extra short version on how to make this ombre vertical roll cake from scratch. Down below you'll find both the recipes for the chocolate Genoese sponge and the vanilla Genoese sponge. If you'd like to watch the fuller step-by-step version, just click back on my video and you'll find a 29-minute video on how to do this exactly. So what you're going to need are eggs, caster sugar, cocoa powder for the chocolate sponge cake, corn flour, and flour. Then you'll want to mix the eggs and the sugar together, give them a slight whisk before putting them on a bain-marie to melt the sugar into the eggs. You want to check this by jiggling your finger into the egg mixture and then feeling that all the grittiness is gone and it's smooth. Once it's smooth, you want to put this back onto the mixer and mix it for about 5 minutes till it's light and lemony in color and you've reached the ribbon stage. After that, you'll want to sift in your dry ingredients and gently fold everything together until it's all fully incorporated.
And now I'm going to put both of these into a 160-degree oven. With it, there isn't really general time. I think it's going to cook for in about 10 minutes, but you just have to go in, let's say every 10 minutes and touch it and see if the sponge springs back. If you have a smaller baking tray, you're probably going to have to spread this over maybe 2 or 3 or do 2 or 3 bakings. Luckily, this doesn't take too long to bake. So it's all spread out, and now I'm going to put it into a 170-degree oven for about 7 minutes or thereabouts. So just like with the chocolate sponge, this took 10 minutes to cook, and when I lightly touch it, the cake springs back. What you want to do is you want to take it out of the baking tray, but leave the parchment on. This is really important. You can either cool it on a rack, like I have, or just set it aside on the countertop to cool. What you do not want to do at this point is you do not want to try and take off the parchment paper because it will just tear the cake. Okay, so while the cakes are cooling, we're going to make the Italian meringue buttercream icing. What you need is 6 large egg whites, and if you keep them in the refrigerator, they need to be at room temperature. So I'm going to put them in there. And I need to whisk them until they get a little frothy. And then we're going to add 100 grams of sugar. Now, while we're doing the eggs, we also need to create a Italian meringue. So you'll need 300 grams of sugar and half a cup of water. And what you want to do is you want to just bring all that to a boil.
Now you want to bring that up to 121 degrees Celsius. When the sugar water is at that temperature, you want to add it down the side of the bowl on a high speed. Mix it up till you can see the indentation of the whisk. Then you will want to lower the speed to medium and add your butter cubes. After that, you will want to take a third of the mixture and save that. Pour 2/3 into a separate bowl and set it aside. With that third, you will want to add the jam and mix that up till it's stiff. Then take the remaining 2/3, put it in a clean mixing bowl, and mix that up.
Now that all the cakes have cooled, I'm going to cut it this way. And I should get 4 slices off of each sheet. Buttercream. And I'm just liberally spreading it over. I added a bit more color to it, so I wanted it to be nice and really purple, so I added a little bit more purple. I've just got a little bit on the chocolate cake. Now, what you want to do is you just want to roll this up. It's okay if it cracks a little bit. No big deal. No. You have this seam and you just want to line it up. You don't want to put it on top, you want to line it up.
Fold your sheets into a big enough roll, place that on top of the chocolate sponge, and then any remaining sheets you'll want to roll around that.
Okay, so you want to do a crumb coat first. So you just take a little bit of frosting in a separate bowl and just lightly spread it over the cake. Okay, so I've got the crumb coat finished, and now what I've done is I'm going to do a bit of a watercolor type thing feature on the frosting. So I've separated out the rest of the buttercream and I've dyed them various shades from purple to a bit lighter to blue. And I want to take the top coat and just coat it. Okay. And I'm just scraping off some of the overlap. So now I want to take my next color, my next shade of purple. And I want to just go over it. And lastly, I want to take my last color and just go along the bottom. So, I've gone all the way around with all the different colors, and I've made sure that they all have a generous amount of frosting. Now I'm going to take my scraper, this flat edge scraper, I'm just going to pull this along and smooth the cake out. And so that gives you just a gentle gradient of the different colors. And then I'll go over and I'll do the top. And just smooth everything out. And there you go. That's it decorated. It's sort of a watercolory motif. So as you can see, there's the finished product, the vertical rolled cake. You can see all the layers of the blueberry frosting and the chocolate layers. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you get all the other updates of my other cooking videos. And have fun cooking!